Hello and welcome to Handelabber Games. Well, to Dolphin's Dive on Handelabber Games. Welcome to Dolphin's Dive, where we play on Handelabber Games. All my words are jumbled up today. It's been a long day for me. Welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabber stream hosted by Logic Dolphin. Handelabber believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabber Games on Twitch or Handelabber on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Logic Dolphin on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, or pretty much any avenue. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Sentinels of Earth Prime, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, One Deck Galaxy, Aeon's End, Spirit Island, and Horizons of Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, with the exceptions of One Deck Dungeon, which is also available on Switch, and One Deck Galaxy, which is in early access on Steam. You can find more information on those games at handelabber.com. We dive in with Dolphins, says Nozu. Yes, we are. More Spirit Island stuff. I've kind of been goalless the past couple of months in terms of what I want to do with the stream. Earlier this year, we were doing a lot of the vintage weekly one-shots on Sentinels of the Multiverse, but I've kind of stopped doing that. Partly because I've lost a little bit of interest, I guess. I don't know. There's a big backlog and a lot of games, and I don't know. I got bored, I'll be honest. Got so bored with these games that I play all the time. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know, because I've taken off Spirit Island Sundays because of my busy schedule this semester, which is almost over, but also continuing. I don't know. I've been itching to play more Spirit Island on my own stream, and so I've just been doing so. And it's kind of nice timing for this because of the Jagged Earth previews. Every week that John plays it on Tuesday, I'm always like, ooh, I want to play more of this. So what he showed was the thematic map. Let's do a 3-spirit game, any complexity, random adversary. This is what the gods have ordained to me, although we want to play with Vengeance as a burning plague, maybe. But if I hit thematic, we have southeast and we have southwest now. Of course, we did not get that in this random generation. I'm not sure if that's because these are the backsides of A, C, and D, right? I don't actually know. I do know these are the backsides. Boards A, B, C, D on the backsides have northwest, northeast, west, and east. And the backsides of southeast and southwest are boards E and F, which are here. F is included with Horizons of Spirit Island. E is actually, E and F are from Jagged Earth. I don't know if we've seen E on Handelabber Live yet. But we did see southeast and southwest this past week, this past Handelabber Live. But maybe I shouldn't tackle, I don't know. I don't know what bugs there are. Let's just go with this, because and the gods have ordained us with England. And should I go full random on terms of level, or should I think about what I want to play? I'm always like, hey, what's a good level for the our adversary, and what's a good scenario to play? Well, let's just pull out random.org. Which I have to do this way. And let's say, hey, random.org, give me a random number from 0 to 6. And random.org says 6. All right. All right, England 6, let's go. All right, we're doing it this way, aren't we? All right, scenario. Well, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 0 through 7. 0 meaning no scenario. And we got 2, Dahan Insurrection, which is difficulty 4 plus the difficulty 10 on England. This is a difficulty 14 game. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh boy. All right, so what's happening in this match? This is what the gods have ordained us, and it's gonna be a good old time. The Kingdom of England, additional loss condition, proud and mighty capital. If 7 or more buildings are ever in a single land, the invaders win. Stage 2 escalation, building boom. On each board with buildings, build in the land with the most buildings. So 7 or more buildings on single land we lose. Stage 2, they build extra times. And all the extra rules we have: indentured servants earn land, invader build actions affect lands without invaders if they are adjacent to at least two buildings before the build action. So builds are very likely to happen, even in empty lands. Criminals and malcontents. During setup on each board, add a city to land number 1 and a town to land number 2 to increase the building counts and make it so builds are harder to prevent. High immigration is out the entire game. Put the high immigration tile on the invader board to the left of Ravage. The invaders take this build action each invader phase before ravaging. Cards slide left from Ravage to it and from it to the discard pile. And that can pose a lot of problems, especially during the stage transitions, because if we go from stage 1 to stage 2, we could very well have it happen where we have a jungle build into jungle Ravage, or jungle build into some other Ravage into a jungle build, so they build in jungle twice. Local autonomy. Buildings have +1 health, so towns have 3 health, cities have 4 health. Independent resolve. During setup, add an additional fear to the fear pool per player in the game. During any invader phase where you resolve no fear cards, perform the build from high immigration twice. So yeah, we have a couple of rounds before we have to start dealing with the fear card generation to prevent the extra builds, but there could be 3 builds in a single round. Oh boy. And this is weird, sometimes a little weird to think about, because we get 1 less fear card going from stage 5 to stage 6, but because it's 5 fear to get a fear card per player, it's actually more fear needed to win. Because ordinarily it's like 16 fear to get to stage 2, 20 fear after that to get to stage 3, but here is actually 20 fear to get to stage 2, and then 25 fear to get to stage 4 per player. Wugachaka says, recently introduced some friends to Spirit Island with such a hit that we played some 5 times in the last 4 days. Spirit Island is a really fun game. One of my favorite games. Just because there's like a high degree of customization in terms of how hard you want to play it. Of course, we've gone to the max because that's what random.org said. We're also playing with Dahan Insurrection. The scenario is notably easier for spirits with versatile Dahan movement, and for spirits good at moving or destroying buildings. The scenario is notably harder when playing versus adversaries that build lots of buildings. E.g. the Kingdom of England! Ah! Alright, fine, whatever. Rule changes. Constant rating. After an action moves 1 or more Dahan, each Dahan that moved does 1 damage in their land. But military response. After an action destroys 1 or more buildings, add an explorer per town destroyed, and 1 town per city destroyed, add it to the land with Dahan closest to the destroyed buildings. If an action triggers both constant rating and military response, resolve constant rating first. Also, coordinated insurrection. If you reach terror level victory, Dahan immediately damage invaders in every land on the board as if they were fighting back after a ravage. If this doesn't fulfill the victory condition on this card, you lose. We also have the additional loss condition that there are fewer than 2 Dahan per player left alive. And for victory, the normal fear-based victory is not available. Instead, Terror level 2, there are no lands where buildings outnumber Dahan. Terror level 3+, there is fewer than 1 land per player where buildings outnumber Dahan. I always found this a little weird because I feel like it should really say at most 1 land per player. It's saying fewer than 1 land per player because it doesn't scale the way like if you're playing 1 spirit, this is the exact same condition as Terror level 2, because if you have one player, fewer than 1 land per player means 0 lands, which is the same as Terror level 2. I don't know. I'm not the designer of this game. It could be a balancing thing. Who knows? It's easier with more spirits because you have more Dahan actions. I don't know. So we get to destroy buildings simply by moving Dahan, but destroyed buildings result in explorers and towns, so they are a bit more persistent and resilient. And we have lightning, who can move Dahan. We have vital strength, who can move Dahan and also deals damage based on Dahan. Well, not based on, but if there's enough Dahan, you deal lots of damage. We also have Sunbright, which gets to push Dahan during setup, or during growth, not setup, during growth. Very exciting. Also gets to choose 5 Dahan, maybe, and push, which is interesting. But do remember that buildings have +1 health, so Dahan movement's not actually necessarily as game-breaking as would normally be. So let's see how long it takes for me to lose. Difficulty 14 with a scenario that doesn't line up with the adversary. Let's go. It's definitely like the setup that you want to give to a player that says, oh, Spirit Island is so easy. You never lose. Is Spirit Island easier with 1 spirit or 4? Well, it kind of depends on if you're doing it single-handed or if you're doing it with 4 players, each player playing with 1 spirit. Because I think that 4 spirits will generally have an easier time than 1 spirit because you have more opportunities at solving problems. But it's also very much information overload if you're doing it single-handed. I've done 4 spirits single-handed several times, and those games tend to take 3 to 4 hours, or even 5 hours, because like I have to parse every single turn. I have to parse all 8 builds, all 8 ravages, all 8 explorers, and figure out the best course of action. And I keep changing my mind as to what that is. If it's 4 different players, it's a lot easier because Betty can say, oh, I have this board covered, but I need this sands over here for the explorer, and Bobby will say, I got that covered for you, Betty, you know. So like you have more people to work out the solution versus one person thinking linearly. So I do think it's easier with more spirits. I mean, it's kind of balanced by the fact that there's more lands to have to solve, but once you get like 1 board solved, I feel like it starts a ripple down effect. I ship Bobby and Betty. I just met these people and I love them. Okay. They explored sands. And ooh, A7 actually. If I get this explorer out of there, it doesn't build. It's not normally the case, or at least it's very rare for that to be the case with the starting setups because of all the extra buildings. So like that's one that we would really like to try just because that prevents a build. Build preventions have like preventing builds on turn 1 and getting the innerland isolated ASAP is really big for winning against England. The explorer is sands. Okay. If you don't get the reference, it's fine. But yeah, on top of this being a difficulty 14 match, we have to fight sands in the middle of this. All right, anyway, is there any other... You zoned out and just heard that. Did I know that Undertale was the 3rd game that Megalovania appeared in? I did not know that. However, I do know that if you search for Megalovania but, there's like a million different variants of the song. There's one that was like Megalovania, but every note corresponding to a number in the Fibonacci sequence is removed or something like it. Which was interesting. There's also Megalovania, but every note is C. This is now a Megalovania stream. Megalovania, but. Megalovania, but beats 2 and 4 are swapped. It's still an epic song. Megalovania, but only the prime numbered beats. Megalovania, but Sans keeps forgetting how the song goes. Okay, it wasn't as exciting as I expected it to be. Okay. I now interrupt our Megalovania broadcast to bring you some Spirit Island. Alright, so this is like, I think the only Sans, because this is many buildings, many buildings. This has many buildings in it. It has a disease, though. This has many buildings. So if I can prevent this one, that would be cool. Simplest way to prevent it is with my presence to push the Explorer. I would just do it. I could also spend 3 energy to do damage to each invader. Which, you know, damage to each invader coupled with 1 damage to 5 different invaders, that normally kills towns, but not when they have plus health. That fights. Another thing to consider, with Vital Strength, we can provide defense with our Sacred Sites. Couple them with Dahan, and we can counterattack in Ravages. Doesn't help with D7 right away, though. Because that city is going to make that land deal 6 damage, and this is only 3 defend. I could provide more defend with Guard the Healing Land, but that could go in A4 to remove the Blight and also defend, so it multitasks that way. We could vacate the Dahan to save them from the Ravage. Dahan are very important, considering we need to make sure Dahan outnumber invaders in all but 1 land per board or something. And no more, or sorry, less than 1 land per board. Yeah, wow, this. Anyway, so one question is, who's getting power cards? I don't think it's really going to be... I mean, it's not lightning usually, because you do that in a reclaim loop. Vital Strength does it when making a Sacred Site. If our goal is to make a Sacred Site around here, then we need to not do it the range 0 Sacred Site, or range 0 presence. Sunbright could, by placing a presence at range 4, but you'll otherwise be largely energy starved, especially if you want to do 2 card plays, because you can't really do that without it being Gift of Sunlit Air plus 2 other powers. Plus 1 range is actually pretty good, because it does mean I could do Guard the Healing Land in A4 next turn. We do have Gift of Windsped Steps to make a push or gather fast. And that could be used on Scatter. Could also make it fast with Lightning's Boon, coupled with Violent Windstorms if so desired. That's another thought, because we could do that to push out of A7 or push the town out of D7. This is range 2, so if I put the presence here, it will be range 2 from D7. That presence has to be placed at range 1, so that middle option would work. Yeah, I think that's... I don't really see any issues with doing something like that. So let's gain a power. Because I could do this and this, but if we get a free power that's nice, I could accept it. I have a couple of powers that give Sun Air. Sun Air is good for my innate. You posted the meme in Discord. Oh, is it? Which Discord? Oh, the realm of Discord. Okay. I was looking at Handle Already. Where is it? Why am I just being so off topic for all of this? I should just not pay attention. What am I doing? Professional streamer over here. This generates fear for free. We do need to generate 15 fear eventually, but not this round per se. Twilight Fog adds Strife. Strife's fine. It pushes the Dahan, which deals damage. I mean, the fact that pushing Dahan makes damage makes this card do more than normal. Okay, I'll do that. I want to go in this land. I want to push this explorer. Do I care where he goes? Let's just group him with A8, I guess. Keep him in a land with invaders. They are not building an A7 anymore. No more build. It says 4 lands because C2 is not building also, but that's because of disease. So if I target D7, yeah, it has to be with this. So I could choose Gift of Sunlit Air or Twilight Fog. So if we need a plus range this turn, we'd do that one. Otherwise, this one, I guess. It doesn't hit D7, though. Oh, but I'm pushing those guys away anyway. Like, it's okay if there's a city in there, because what I'm just going to do is plop Vital Strength there. He'll create a Sacred Site. Dahan will deal 4 damage to the 4 HP city, which will then turn it into a town. So it builds and makes another city. Oh man, that's rude. I'm inclined to do draw into D1, and then I could do rituals in their next turn. 5 damage isn't really a good amount of damage because that kills the city, but with only 1 extra damage, like kill an explorer, I guess. The other thing is that draw does also deal damage, and it could damage the explorers that it gathers, or damage. Well, it can't kill because 2 damage versus a 3 HP town, but something. So lightning actually destroys buildings. Lightning doesn't care about plus HP. Usual growth that I've followed is to do 2 presences off of energy track, and you get some good energy sustain that way. So where could we go with that? We could do it in C6. If I put the presence here. D6 has a presence and a Dahan, so it's pretty high value. D4 is not high value. That blight is okay. A2 we're gonna defend with guard to healing land, so that's okay. And then C2, I mean, that just blights and is crap. So I guess I go like C5 because then I'm closer to C2, I think is the plan there. So I could use Shatter Homesteads to destroy the town in C6. Or I could also... I mean, I can only play 2 cards, so I can't hit this innate. So if I do want to destroy the town, I would have to do it this way. I could also just destroy it next turn by hitting this innate and not worry about hitting the innates this turn. Harbingers pushes Dahan, which does do damage, but not enough to kill towns. It's kind of annoying. A lot of these pushes and gathers of Dahan are only doing it in 2s, which is not the right number. It needs to be 3 or more. There are cards that do 3 or more, but not right away. So anyway, you do not need range this turn. So the only guy that could benefit from range is Vital Strength. That said, this would work well on lightning to give energy, because energy on lightning is a bit of a scarce commodity. Whereas on vital strength, usually not as much. Strife and pushing Dahan. Oh, pushes 1 Dahan, which isn't that much. But I mean, it could get a singleton out of the way to prevent it from being converted by the single event, which is now much less likely to be found because of all the new event cards that have been added. But like, I mean, there's still 2 singletons right here that could be solved by just pushing 1, so. All right, let's do that. So I have that, I guess. This does give me the Violent Windstorms to push an Explorer. Wait, did I say I was gonna do that fast? No, I didn't need it fast. Right, no, I wanted, okay, I don't, okay, we're good. We're good. I don't want to play that extra power card. I'm saving it for next turn, so I hit my innate. By I in my, I mean lightning. I tend to speak in first person when talking about spirits, even though I'm playing 3 spirits. I need to start speaking in third person with these spirits. Okay, so Shatter Homesteads destroys a town. We could do something like destroy the town in D7 and then use Scatter the Winds to push. I didn't realize that now with this... I don't think this is a new addition. I think I just never actually hovered over a card. This power could only be used in the slow power phase. I'm sure there were a lot of people submitting fake bugs that said, I can't use this power that I played because they don't understand game rules. But why can lightning play slow powers now? But like if I do Shatter Homesteads here, like I guess that means I don't have to deal with a city in D7 in the high immigration build down the road. It does get replaced with an Explorer. I mean, at that point, they build into a town. 2, 3, 4. It's only 4 damage, so Vital Strength does do enough to defend. 4 damage kills a town and an Explorer, and then the killed town creates an Explorer. So there'd be 2 Explorers in there, and then the high immigration build is just a town. And that wouldn't really be that bad then. And there'll be no city. Yeah, there'll be no city left over after all that's done. And I can still do this in the fast phase next turn to kill the town in C6. I guess one downside is the fact that there's still going to be 2 Explorers in there, and I'll have to solve that somehow. But I guess we might have Tempest next turn or something. Okay, let's do that. And they're exploring mountains. I don't think there are as many good mountain preventions that we can do. Maybe D8. I get that Explorer out of there. And this town ravages and destroys itself, then yeah, this doesn't build. So that's the one we want to look at now. Whenever you can actually prevent a build is very powerful. We push an Explorer, Strife and Dahan. Choose 5 things to push. I could just do that there. And then I don't have to worry about destroying it immediately with Thundering Destruction. Also has the benefit of being able to move these to Han. Although I was originally going to do Twilight Fog for that. I guess I didn't realize Twilight Fog also puts a Strife on this town, so I didn't actually need to Thundering Destruction it, per se. We could try to combo Twilight Fog with Draw, because that will put 3 Dahan in a single land, and 3 Dahan kills a town if there's a place that we can do it in. The issue is Draw is range 1 from... I guess I'm all over here. So like I hit a lot of these lands over here. So like if I gathered 2 in here, and then we did Twilight Fog to Strife and push this Dahan into here, that's 3 Dahan to kill the town. It gets replaced with an Explorer, and then they don't build a city. But the other interesting thing is that if this town is removed, which could be done with Scatter, then this build is prevented if I get rid of this town. So I have to... Well, not prevent this... Well, if I can kill this town, maybe with Shatter Homesteads or Thundering Destruction, but if I can get rid of this town as well... Or that build, or where those 2 Explorers, rather. Oh, actually... Ooh... I could push Explore, Dahan, Dahan, Dahan into C6, and pushing those 3 Dahan in there kills the town. Ooh. Now you're thinking with portals. Okay, so let's see how this would work then. I don't think I gathered any of those Explorers, right? Because it was Explore, and 3 Dahan, so yeah, I don't want anything to be in there to prevent that build. So I gathered the 3 Dahan, or 2 of the Dahan, rather. Damages the town. Then I Twilight Fog, Strife the town, push the Dahan, kill the town. Town gets replaced with Explorer, and then I Scatter, Explorer. Oh, different. Oh, poop. Okay. Oh, poop. Read the card. Read the card. All right, this goes to different lands. Dang. That would have been such an exciting combination, though. Fair enough, though. I think I do still get a similar effect, though. Oh. I don't think it's gonna do as much as I would have liked it to do, but if I gather these 2 Dahan... I want to hit the town. I could have done that, but I could guarantee I hit the town if I use the eye, but... Okay, then I Twilight Fog. What I could do is do Tempest of Leaves and Branches to kill the 2 Explorers in there. Or Raging Storm. To be fair, we do have Raging Storm guaranteed next turn. And that would be a pretty good place for it. I could do Scatter to empty this land. I could try to use Harbingers to regroup the Dahan over here. So that we get enough to kill the town in the counterattack, and therefore C7 doesn't build. But we do have Raging Storm or Tempest to kill those 2 Explorers. Because these are never going to be used to kill a town. Like, most likely. Unless we combo them with other damages, which is not too likely to line up by happenstance. Double check the Ravages. We have that covered, and then those are Blates, those are Blates. This one, there's a solution somewhere. I mean, technically it's fine. So I guess I check mark it. We're trying to prevent that build, and all the other builds are always happening no matter what. Except for this one. Right, this one. That was the other one we were supposed to think about. We can always prevent a build with perfect stillness. Preventing D5 is not a bad one to prevent, though, because that's blighted and it's surrounded by millions of buildings, so, like, it's difficult to prevent otherwise, but this just flat out prevents it. And the ravage will be solved. It's not in range for lightning, it's not in range for unbright. Even with +1 range, you're too far away. I could have done, like, draw around here to get rid of that explorer, but I do think getting rid of the town in C7 was pretty good. It's not a terrible thing if D8 builds, because I already have that sacred site there. But preventing it would be nice too. And I do get a power card off of Vital Strength this turn with middle growth option, so I'm probably fine there. So none of the other builds are a city. Can you scatter to get rid of one of the blighted lands from happening? Could hit D5 with it. Yeah, gets rid of the singleton. Throw the Dahan in D7. And then it's complete annihilation of the land, except there will still be an explorer left over because of Dahan insurrection. Dahan insurrection. I keep emphasizing the wrong syllable. There's an annoying singleton over here. Like, he has no friends by him. This guy's the guy that smells. No one likes him. Weird. Don't have a good place for scatter otherwise, but like if I scatter here, I guess I don't have to push the Dahan. I mean, I could put one in C6, but I mean, like, I'm trying to just... I guess if I have 3 Dahan in there, that kills the town and the explorer. Well, even just pushing 1 Dahan kills this explorer, period. But... like, where do those explorers go? I mean, it's really just at best to prevent a blight. And the only blight it prevents is this one. And this does what? Nobody knows. Alright, well, I don't know. Let's get rid of this guy, even though it doesn't stop the build. Let's get these guys, put one with the beasts, put one with D2. I don't know. I got nothing. You're gaining a power card, so let's take a look and see what it is. Sun, Earth, Plant. Not all three of those. Isolate target land. Alright, so we also have Call to Guard. Gather up to 1 Dahan. Then if Dahan are present, either defend 1 per Dahan, or after invaders are added or moved to target land, 1 damage to each added or moved invader. That's interesting, because is this technically an add? Add 1 explorer per town destroyed and 1 town per city destroyed. So we could use Call to Guard. Town gets added. Oh no, it got damaged. Maybe towns have minus health to the point where it's at 1 HP. Oh no, the town got destroyed. Town gets replaced with an explorer. Oh no, the explorer got damaged. That would be really funny. I don't think that situation is too likely. It is really interesting though. Gather up to 1 Dahan, then defend 1 per Dahan is pretty much good by itself. Gathering deals 1 damage, and then defend is always good. Let's see, so Treacherous Waterways, add a Wilds or push and explore. Wilds aren't super helpful when builds will just happen anyway. Push and explore doesn't help, so yeah, that one's kind of bad. Gather up to 1 Blight, isolate target land. When Blight is added to target land, it doesn't cascade. I find it interesting because doesn't isolate also prevent cascades, or is that my misinterpretation of what isolate means? Prompt for isolated land adjacency. So isolate. Isolating a land represents the invaders being incapable of traveling. Invaders do not explore isolated lands. Isolated lands are not a source of explorers. Okay, so it's only for the purposes of explore. Which means that that England doesn't care. Oh, this land's isolated? Doesn't matter. Still building. That sucks. That's not as exciting as I thought it would be. Also, Terror Turns to Madness, which is a very much glow-up card. 3 fear or 2 fear, add a strife or add a strife. But we're on Terror level 1. We're going to be there for a while. It does generate lots of fear at that point, but... So, like, it seems like this is the only one that actually seems helpful. You could use it to stop D8 from building, actually. So it's reasonable enough for that. I can't gather this Dahan. If I do guard for A4, Call to Guard for D8. I'm using it not for the defend effect. But if I gather or push explorers into there, they take a damage. So they immediately just die. So that's interesting, but I don't think we really have that this turn. Lightning needs to get +3 energy to be able to play their hand. And so we shall. Does not create a sacred site. And its presence at range 1. So at best we could use this to make Harbingers or Raging Storm hit different targets. Raging Storm was planned to be there. So that Ravage is taken care of. This one's taken care of. Yay! This one's taken care of. Yay! Sorry, not Ravage. This build's prevented. This Ravage is dealt with. All of that is within range 1. Your Thundering Destruction is a Sacred Site range, and that's not going to be improved with this presence, but we can preemptively set up a Sacred Site, like set a presence down and then Sacred Site it on a later turn. So where would that be most useful? Probably D6, because that will give visibility to D7, D5, D4. Although 2 of those lands are checkmarked, so it's not super great. Could do A5 for visibility to A1, A4, and D7. Really do that much. I mean, it does give more visibility to A1 and A6. Actually, A6, I missed. A6, A1, A4. Okay, so A5 is a good candidate, although it's not helpful for this next turn. But down the road, I guess. Sunbright. Energy or power card? Or do we need range for some reason? If we're doing Tempest, like, that's Sacred Site range. We don't hit that unless we get energy off Presence Track or lots of energy off of Middle Growth. I do feel like getting to 2 energy is pretty worthwhile. But you do get quite a bit of energy with your left 2 growth options in case we just decide not to do that. So if I power this up, this pushes a town and an extra explorer. Or 2 explorers. Or 2 towns, yeah. Push up to 2 explorers or 10, yeah. Is there gonna be a place where that would be beneficial? This is range 1 presence. Could do an A6, I guess. Push the town out. So 3 card plays would be pretty nice. 3 card play seems pretty difficult to pull off, though. I would take this, play my hand, and then I'm in like reclaim loop for a while, playing 3 cards with +1 energy per turn. With very expensive cards. Well, only this one's most expensive. But I could. Let's try it. I'm gonna go here. This is Lightning's land, but I guess I'm not preventing the D5 build with Perfect Stillness, am I? So this is building. We do have immigration coming up. Not this turn, but next round. And that's going to be in sands. And a lot of these sands are going to build, despite our best efforts to prevent a lot of those builds. Like, D7 is happening because D1 and A4. Unless I get rid of this town somehow. Which is possible. Although, where's my Thundering Destruction going? I don't know. We also can do slow powers fast, which is great because I played a lot of fast powers. Like, we have literally, oh, I guess we have Violent Windstorms. Ooh, okay. That was originally going to go in A6. But that could go in A4. I mean, this Ravage is dealt with. I don't think it's actually that helpful for it to be an A4. We do have plus range. So I can hit D5 more easily. I also have this. I guess this goes to lightning just because we already have a means of making things fast, but if I hit D5 with Violent Windstorms, wait, this also gives plus energy if it hits someone else. Oh, be nice to combo that, but oh well. I think we still get D5 solved then. Just not ideally. Do this. Do this. Nope, wrong direction. Do this. And just kill the explorer. The counterattack will kill the town anyway. There's literally... You already are doing 3 powers fast. There's literally no one else to use this on but Sunbright. Defend on this land. Call to guard. To prevent this build. There's a lot of Dahan I don't want to touch is the problem. Let's damage the invaders entering the land. In case that matters. So we have a fast town destroy. I mean, you definitely don't need it on yourself to give that to lightning for +1 energy. Give that to lightning for +1 energy, but then you don't have a use for it. 5 different invaders, 1 damage to each of them. I could have hypothetically used that over here. So I'll go back a step, because if I do plus range on myself, on Sunbright, and then I do Tempest over here, I don't have range because it's... Right. Wait, I have range here? No. Poop. Because this is a sacred site. Dang, okay. Because my only sacred site with Sunbright is over here, which is really annoying. If I kill this town, there's no Dahan in this land, so the scenario says put the new invader to the land with Dahan closest to the destroyed building. So this could go in either A7 or C3. If it goes in A7, it dies to the Ravage. But the benefit is that if I kill this town, there's only 1 neighboring building to A6. If I push this explorer out, this doesn't build. And then like A7's actually really isolated and it's not gonna high immigrate build, which is really powerful. But do I have enough actions to be able to do that and also prevent the builds that I wanted to prevent over here? I mean, this town destroy over here makes sense, honestly. Like, I think that's always happening. I can do Tempest over here, because there wasn't really many good places for Tempest anyway. Like, these are my valid targets, even with plus range. Doing that... This on Lightning still. So we have Violent Windstorms and Call to Guard. Violent Windstorms does work in these 2 lands, so I guess... Okay, I guess... What I got confused by was I could do Violent Windstorms. Let's just throw that in the land of the city. There's not enough damage here, right? It's 1 damage. Yeah, so if I push the Explorer there, it dies to the Rabbit, or the Land Blades. But if I Call to Guard this land, gather the Singleton. The benefit is that now there's no Singletons near D2. Okay. I think we're good. I think. Only 1 blight, and it's happening in C2, but that's fine. And then 4 builds, but D5's not one of them actually, so it's really these 3. But this one's not happening because this land is dying, so it's only 2 lands. So the only builds are gonna be here and here. 2 builds versus England's 6, eh? I mean, we definitely want to throw as many explorers in D5 as possible if the event says push explorers or something. Bureaucrats adjust funding. On each board with 9 or more buildings, build cards skip the highest numbered matching land. Well, that's not us. On each board with 3 or fewer buildings, build cards cause 1 extra action in the highest numbered matching land. This can affect a land without invaders. Okay. Terrifying beasts, 2 fear per board with 2 or more beasts. That's not us. Coordinated defense. When invaders ravage, if the land has both Dahan and presence, defend 5. None of this matters. I think like there's not even, yeah, there's 4 buildings here. There's 4 buildings here. There's 5 buildings here. Like none of that did anything. This doesn't do anything. This doesn't stop any blight from, yeah, like that was, of all the event cards that Jagged Earth provides, that was definitively one of them. Oh. This build happened, right? Because it wasn't perfect stillness. Duh. Silly logic. Okay, well. It was 3 builds after all. Whatever. Whatever. It does mean that the D7 build is more likely, because I have to get rid of this town somehow. I mean, I could perfect stillness. But, I mean... D5 now is a problem. I could dig for a power card to try to solve D5, but the problem is I'm not going to be... I'm going to create a super stack sacred... Oh, I guess I have D6, actually. No, that would be fine. Because I'm going to take off energy track next, but I'm just going to be sitting at 5 energy. I could stillness D5 to prevent the blight, or the cascade, but... I don't know. I want to get rid of the town. I would just like to get rid of the town. I guess there's a lot of neighboring towns here. Neighboring buildings, that is. So, like, this build is very hard to prevent. This build is already prevented, which is really nice. I don't think high immigration is shown in here, which is annoying. This build is just get rid of that explorer. Could just be done with the sacred site, although you're reclaiming. But getting rid of that explorer solves this. So this is a good land to deal with. Also bear in mind, unless we generate 7 fear, we're gonna get a double build. Because during any inverter phase where you resolve no fear cards, perform the build from high immigration twice. We really gotta generate fear. We've only generated 8 fear in the first 2 turns. Kinda bad. But now we're set up to go, right? Theoretically. Okay, lightning's reclaiming all, and it's gonna be a minor because of course. We would like fire, air. We did not get fire, air. We have air, we have fire. Fire is a little more important. This gives energy, which is not really that important. So you have favor of the sun and starlit dark, defend 4, push up to 1 blade. Carapace land, if targeting land with beasts, this power has +1 range, defend 3. Here there be monsters, you may push explorer, town, Dahan, one of those. 2 fear, if target land is any beasts, 1 fear, but only inland. This build basically guaranteed to happen, by the way. C4 sees all the stupid city crap. Gift of Living Energy is energy. Hence the name, Gift of Living Energy. Okay. This is a reclaim. Good, like sun air. We did not get sun air. Good, like air a little more. Target spirit gets +1 range with all their powers. I guess we love giving +1 range with our powers, huh? Once this turn, after target spirit uses a power targeting a land, they may add 1 disease to that land. All you have to do is scream disease into the wind. Disease! Skies herald the season of return. A spirit with presence on target board may add 1 of the destroyed presents, gather up to 2 Dahan, push 1 Blight. Strong and constant currents. Push and explore towns of an adjacent coastal land or move up to 2 Dahan between target land and 1 other coastal land. I think I was looking at this power before. Move is not gather or push. So this can move Dahan anywhere on the island. Like, I could select this land and be like, hey, I want to move these 2 Dahan over to this land. Because that is, because, like, it's similar to the major power that does that. And it's, yeah, Rapid Wings. Move up to 5 Dahan to any land. So, like, move up to 2 Dahan between target. Yeah, so move is a really powerful effect. And it's a minor power that's free! Also pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, which is vanilla. Adding disease is pretty good against England. Not gonna lie. I think this one's fine. I want to play 2 sun, 3 air. So it's 1 of these 2. And then 2 of these 2. I'm not sure which ones yet, though. This one hits another spirit, so it's +1 range to another spirit, whereas Sunlit Air could target myself. Disease against England. Scream disease! Disease! I love that. I don't know why I love this card so much. Not the card, I just love the title. I just want to scream disease into the wind now. I'm gonna go outside. Disease! If you've ever watched Seinfeld, there's this joke towards the end of the show where George's father has anger issues or temper problems, and his therapist advises him when he gets mad to say serenity now, but he misinterprets it, and every time he gets mad, he just screams, serenity now! Scream serenity now into the wind! Serenity now! Disease! Okay. I'm just the king of unrelated topics, aren't I? I just have a lot of connections in my head, and I love sharing them. Is there any benefit to this? This guy's rich on energy. I guess we just said that you might have energy problems, so I guess this would benefit Sunbright. But how much? Not necessarily this turn. I don't know why these cards aren't lighting up, by the way. They should be lighting up. Is it because I looked at this or something? No. This? No. Well, I don't know why those cards weren't lighting up just now. So I would ideally get rid of the town in A4 and the town in D5. To prevent the build in D7, although it's not prevented because there's 2 explorers in there right now. I guess the best option is just kill the town in D5. Kill the town in A4. Lightning can just do that by, like, okay, I click this card. I'll play this card, sure, why not? And then 2 others. Shatter Homesteads, I guess. Do we need to go fast? I don't know. Do we need to push Dahan? I don't know. Raging Storm? That prevents the A8 build. Right? So it gives us Thundering Destruction, plus range. I can actually do Thundering Destruction in D5. And put the Blight there. Or sorry, not Blight, Disease. Bear in mind I can only do 2 slow powers fast with this setup because I only have 2 airs. Because it's... For every air you have, you may use a slow power fast. It's not every power is fast. It's that you only have as many as airs. Don't really think too much about it, but this is a situation where it matters because I have 3 slow powers. So it's like Thundering Destruction and Raging Storm are going to be the 2, right? So I don't have a free action to kill the town in A4. Which is problematic because that's going to be a city. Unless I were to get rid of that fast. So if I do the same kind of trick, I don't have Lightning's Boon this turn. I guess I could do Lightning's Boon instead of... Oh, I don't have the energy. Okay. I'm playing a lot of expensive powers. I guess I don't have to do Shatter Homesteads, but Shatter Homesteads is nice. If I do Windsped Steps on myself, that's what I was thinking of. Because then if I do Windsped Steps... I can actually do it with this innate. If I do a Sun Air. Plus range. Is that going on myself or was that going on Lightning? I don't remember anymore. I remember something, but I don't remember. I guess I could do Tempest for A8. In which case I don't need Raging Storm. If I don't need Raging Storm, then I can do Lightning's Boon. If I do Lightning's Boon, then I don't need Windsped Steps. Well, actually, I guess... Okay. I'd rather do Living Energy over one of these. I guess it, like Harbingers isn't going to do that much. But I would like to preserve these 2 so that next turn if I gain a power card... I'm not getting a power card. What am I talking about? Unless I reclaim. Never mind. It doesn't actually matter then. I was thinking I had a growth option that gained a power card, but that is not Lightning. Lightning only gains a power on reclaims. Earth only gains a power card when middle growth. These spirits are weird, man. Yeah, Tempest already solves A8. I guess actually we could do C4 and A8, but I could just push this guy out. No, it doesn't stop C4 because of C2 and C3. C3 is ravaging, huh? But what if I were to make that town strifed? I wish I had a 4th power. I guess it's fine. Hold on. Hold on. Wasn't I... Wait, was I doing this in A4? Oh, shoot. I was, wasn't I? I feel like I'm spending a lot of actions to try to prevent this... The... Whatever. D7 build. I'm spending a lot of actions trying to prevent a build that's, kind of forced. Anyway, Shatter Homesteads or Thundering Destruction D5. If you scream disease, we also disease that land so it doesn't high immigrate, which is nice. So that is solved. This is never building. This is never building. This... Oh, shoot. Oh, sorry, it's a Ravage. What am I talking about? It's not building. I'm looking at the wrong things. Oh, God. Okay, Sands builds. So, yeah, that one... This one is preventive. We said it's easily preventable, but it's actually not, because they're spending a lot of actions in other places. I mean, we don't necessarily need Scream Disease because they're not building in the Ravage, or they're not building in D5 like right now, so it's not that big of a deal. And it's hit with Shatter Homesteads, so we don't need the plus range on that per se. C3 is a problem. It's solved with Violent Windstorms if I hit the threshold. So like if I play this one, for instance, which... yeah, if I wanted to play one of the ones that was air but not sun, so I can also hit this next round without having to gain a particular power card. But the nice thing about Scatter, especially if I make it fast, is that it also solves A8. Not like 100% ideally, but... But an Explorer in A5... Explore A6, that Ravage is fine, and then in C3, and then C3 we do Violent Windstorms. And push those guys into C2. And C2 is going to be a terrible London. Especially because we're going to stage 2. So that solves that. So then C4 is always building no matter what. C1's always building no matter what. C6 isn't building if we can get rid of that Explorer. So one way to get rid of that actually is with Twilight Fog. Oh, but I'm probably doing these two fast already, and that sucks actually. I can just do Tempest. Tempest goes in A8 then, right? We could also do Raging Storm there. It is another possibility. Although the issue, I guess, was the energy cost. We want Shatter Homesteads, we want Lightning Spoon. So we can't afford Raging Storm if I do that. Tempest could go in C6, kind of better for A8. Actually, it can't even go in C6, it's Sacred Site, so it can only ever go here. C6, we could do... Like, we could do Twilight Fog in C1, Strife the City, push the Dahan into C6, and then that kills the Explorer. An explosive build on C4. Yeah, let's, Oh, it's not high immigration build. We're kind of assuming we're getting 7 Fear. We're probably not getting 7 Fear, so we're probably getting millions of Sands builds also. Perfect Stillness in D7 makes sense to me, especially if they're doing double builds. And D4 is kind of sad because it's building and I can't stop it. So if I gain a power card, it's going to be we're playing Perfect Stillness and something else, because Rituals isn't doing anything this turn. Even with, like, if I do this, I guess hypothetically there's a place, but... Okay, I've convinced myself the power card here makes sense, and it's going to be minor. Call the Dahan Ways. I don't have 2 sun or 2 moons. Nature's Resilience does give an earth plant, which is good for this. The innates that no one ever cares about, it's good for. You gotta take Dahan Ways. What about I gotta take Call to Bloodshed? Gather up to 3 Dahan is 3 damage. Like, I could do Call to Bloodshed. Oh, but it's slow. Dahan creation always feels good. Yeah, no, I agree. I love Dahan Waves. If I play it with Rituals, I turn a town into a Dahan, and then that extra Dahan deals extra damage. Galaxy Brain. Alright, so it's Dahan Ways. Sacred site has to go here. Like, say I don't do perfect stillness. Is there a world where I don't do perfect stillness? Because this does do the innate thing. I don't really have range to any reasonable jungles. A3 is the only one, but it's like only one town. D6 is already defended. It has no Dahan. C4. I mean, there's nothing in there. The extra builds happening in D2 unless they're doing double builds. If they double build in D7. Also, replace overrides destroy, right? After an action destroys buildings. Yeah, so replacement doesn't create an explorer. Yay! But like if I do it here, 3 damage doesn't actually kill the city though. That's weird. Or no, sorry, it's 5 damage. No, 5 damage, yeah, it's not the other power I was thinking of. So that will kill a city and explorer city turns into a town. It just feels better to do perfect stillness. So I will. And next turn, unless I want to make a super stack sacred site, I reclaim. Okay then. So stillness. Batter. Living energy. Lightning's boon. Tempest. Twilight fog. So a lot of the actions that were geared around getting rid of this town in A4 doesn't actually matter because we've prevented D3 with perfect, or sorry, D7 with perfect stillness. If we could generate 5 more fear, that would be nice. I don't think that's happening. Our fear generation sucks in this game. You have no fear. You have no fear. You have some fear. Well, we haven't really been capitalizing on the fear over here, I guess. Anyway, we can only do 1 of scatter winds and violent windstorms. Oh, I guess A4, right. We said we were going to do this to stop A4. Okay, so now we're only getting 1 blight, and that's from A1. The town destroy might be better for the slow phase. Especially since they're double building in the sands. It's actually really bad to double build in this right before it becomes London, because now there's going to be 6 buildings in there. But that's kind of, I can't really do anything about it. I can kill one of the towns, and then they put an explorer in A3 and it dies in the Ravage. And that's not bad. But... yeah, I'm kind of worried about that, actually. Missionaries arrive. They teach and spread lessons of a foreign god. You may ignore their contact with the Dahan or curse the tongues of the foreigners. You have, like, no energy. So each spirit, if we do Curse the Tongues, each spirit adds disease to a land with city, 2 fear per player, but that does prevent the extra build, so it's actually really powerful if we can pull it off, and we can discard rituals to help with that. Cities do +3 damage, but I think the only city that's ravaging is the one that's, I can just click, it's up there, right? Yeah, and that was already blighting anyway. If we ignore the contact of the Dahan, replaces Dahan with towns sometimes, and that's really bad. So we have to Curse the Tongues. 6 fear makes it so we don't get the extra high immigration build, so I welcome it. We have 4 of 12 energy, so I discard this because you were always reclaiming. We could opt to have forgotten it, I suppose, but I mean, Vital Strength with a hard time gaining power cards anyway. I don't really want to forget cards unnecessarily. Lightning, we're past the thing here. We could forget Gift of Living Energy, but also you have a hard time gaining power cards. Sunbright doesn't have as hard of a time, so you could forget cards, but we could also spend some energy. Most likely, Lightning's reclaiming next turn just because these 2 cards don't do that much by themselves. We don't hit the innate. But that said, you do get +1 energy on the reclaim, +2 here. If you spend your 2 energy, that's only 3 energy. You could redo this turn, I guess, but you wouldn't be able to do, like, Raging Storm. Oh, no. These cards aren't super expensive, so I guess we're fine spending this energy, right? Are we fine spending this energy? The cards are pretty expensive. I guess you're getting the 4 energy next turn, and you're probably just going to play a 3 and a 1. So you can spend your 1 energy then. Okay. Sunbright. You can spend... Assuming that I play, like, these 2 cards, or these 3 cards, yeah, I'm not getting the 4 cards anyway. I can spend 1 more energy. Yeah, and then I guess we do the energy here. Okay. Pretty expensive, but probably worth the disease. We could disease here because we were worried about this. It's not double building anymore, so it's less of a risk, but it is building for sure in high immigration, and it's building most likely with the escalation unless this is a coastal explorer. But yeah, definitely there. It only lands with city, so I can't hit this one. I could throw it in A1 so the high immigration build doesn't happen. Or doesn't happen once of the 2. And that's probably reasonable. And we could also double stack diseases or triple stack diseases if we so wanted, but like, it's very likely this is... Yeah, let's just do that because it's probably going to go off twice anyway. Very likely, or even if it's not this turn, it's likely down the road. Beasts, destroy an explorer, add beasts to a board without 1. Doesn't really do much. Yeah, doesn't do much. If the fear card could push this town out, we prevent this jungle build, do we? Maybe? I don't know. Each player adds strife in a land with presence. We're not really in good places for this. We can strife explorers. Yay! I've always wanted to strife explorers. Yes! What are the upgrades of this? Add strife in a land with presence. Spirits gain energy per sacred site with lands with invaders. Or each player adds strife in a land with presence, then each invader with strife deals damage to other invaders in the land. But yeah, this is just sad. My presence is not good. Alright. I'm just gonna, like, not do that because that guy was dead anyway. Okay, let's do it in the 3 explorers that... Like, we could stick them all on 1 explorer, but I don't think that's really gonna do anything. Wetlands. Okay. Only choice is here. I'd probably rather these two diseases get used up. Sans is not relevant for now. Oh, there's a choice here. I guess I use up this one. Wetlands. And I think we're pretty much past the point of being able to prevent it. I think that ship has sailed now. I guess board C is actually still pretty clear. But, I mean, C7 is building, and I guess C8's not building if we get rid of that explorer. Which we could just scatter to the winds. Russia pushes towns. Mountains build. So this is happening. This is very much happening. This is happening. If I can get rid of this town, this one doesn't happen. But this one's happening. And this is not leveled up, so it's only just replace an explorer with a Dahan. It's only replace an explorer with a Dahan. So sad. Mm-hmm. And it's only in a land with Dahan as well. Okay. So what can we do with the jungle ravages? Not much. I can scatter an A3? I can. Actually means that the D8 build doesn't happen. But it does mean I'm putting a town into A2 or A4. Both of which are pretty scary. If I replace an explorer with a Dahan, does that Dahan have strife? No. Man, that would have been cool if you had a strife Dahan. Oh man. Lost opportunity. So where are the valid targets for this anyway? Just pretty much everything that's not very much east or very much north. A3 is probably the best candidate. Like, for instance, lightning could just kill this, although you don't want to have the sacred site nearby. But if you have sunlit air, then you hit this a little more easily. You'd have to use Shatter Homesteads. But if I replace this explorer with a Dahan, and then I kill the town, it gets replaced with an explorer, but it dies in the ravage and it doesn't make D8 build. If I scatter, this town doesn't die, but there's not much else. Is there a better place for scatter, I guess, is the better question. We can do scatter in C8, but I could also just put a presence there. Also, we can just scream disease to do +1 range, by the way. So, I have a lot of any spirit, another spirit, don't I? Huh. Interesting. I guess I'm not gonna have a very exciting turn next turn. I guess I could gain a power card. But yeah. By I mean Sunbright. Presence in C8 makes C8 not build. I'm okay with that. Actually, no. C7 build makes C8 happen, doesn't it? Okay. Can I prevent the C7 build? I have to remove 2 towns for that to happen. It's a lot of energy to prevent that, isn't it? The D6 Ravage is solved by the Sacred Site at least. That's good. The problem isn't the Ravage. The problem is that the problem is not the Ravage. I love that sense. But it's actually kind of true. Is that I don't want there to be 2 towns nearby. And there's 3. This is just one of them. But the problem isn't the Ravage. The problem is the neighboring towns. So if I solve this with a presence, I could scatter to move one of these 2 away. Ideally in a way that it prevents another mountain build, but that's just never happening. There's also A1 that if I can kill that town, it stops the A6 build as well. At some point, I have to stop preventing builds and just start dealing with the invaders. I feel like I'm so focused, so hyper-intensive on preventing builds, but we're also not generating that much fear in doing so. I got lucky this turn with the event card, but we're not generating that much fear. So maybe I just stop focusing on build prevention. As fun as it is, we do have to think about winning. The win condition is also very difficult if they build everywhere, but at least we don't lose faster by not generating fear. So what can we do then? This power is just not super exciting for the scenario because it's pushing to many different lands. 1 damage in many different lands isn't really that many. I could kill this explorer with scatter by pushing the Dahan, which is interesting. But not really that helpful. Oh man, all right. I'm pretty convinced this explorer is the only one that's reasonable for the Dahan conversion. And this is a Ravage that I guess if I solve it, it's fine. So let's just do that. Okay. Lightning Reclaim. It says fire air. Okay. Pay energy to deal damage in an adjacent land. That's really expensive for just 1 damage. You know, just saying. We need Badlands for that to be really good. Power card for you or energy? If I don't give you energy now, your reclaim turn's gonna suck. Especially because I probably just want to gain that air. If I gain that air, then I hit the threshold for invader pushing causes damage. Which is something. But these power cards aren't really doing that much by themselves. This is a reclaim on Vital Strength as well, by the way. You're not gaining a power card when you do that. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Wetlands build. A5 with a Sacred Site is pretty fine. This is range 2. So we could go into D5. I guess. and Sacred Site there next turn. We could like Perfect Stillness D2 if we wanted. Stops the Ravage and the High Immigration. Or not, sorry, not High Immigration, the Escalation. I'd like to generate fear, I guess. If I take Spur on with Lightning, and I play Spur on, and I spur on Vital Strength to somehow hit the threshold on Gift of Strength, and then I repeat Spur on. Is that reasonable? Actually, if I do Spur on, we can get 4-card plays on Sunbright. Is that worth this? I'm gonna say yes. YOLO! Elemental Boon. Followed by 3 other powers that don't seem to do much. Well then. Well then. None of these have air, so yeah, it's Elemental Boon. Okay. What am I doing with this presence? Did I decide? C8 to move the Explorer? Assuming I can prevent the build. I don't know. I don't know and I don't care. Alright. Apparently I'm just playing my hand. So I'm taking this and I'm playing this. So Elemental Boon. I mean, I don't have to repeat Spron. I could repeat Elemental Boon. I guess I wanted the sun. Because if I repeat Elemental Boon, I hit this threshold very easily. And we also could do, like, City Destruction? So for that to work, I probably have to play as many fire air cards as possible. It doesn't really work even with the repeat for you to be able to hit this, because you'd have to gain fire, air, water twice. I mean, I guess that's only if you want the top threshold. I don't think we necessarily need Elemental Boon for that to happen, no. I'm gonna put this in a Blighted Land. Seems helpful. So assuming that I do want to hit this, like, this is a way of doing it. Completely ignoring the whole Call of the Hanways thing, although I could play it with Spur on. Like if I do something like this, and then it has to be that one next. So if Elemental Boon is repeated and gives lightning, fire, air, water twice, it doesn't give sun to Sunbright, but it does get the 3rd level innate, which is 1 damage in the land it was pushed to. Getting the extra sun is just 4 damage, which kills a city, but this also kills a city. In any case, Lightning's Boon on Vital Strength? Because we can do rituals fast. Is there a place where a fast rituals is nice? I don't know. I guess A3. Because we never properly defended that. Although... you actually don't have the range, do you? We have Sunlit Air, but it's only +1 range. So then the follow-up question is there a place where destroying a city, a building, and a building, like, ridiculous? Like, is there a place where that does something truly significant? I mean, it generates oodles of fear. There isn't a land with more than one city presently. Killing everything at A4 doesn't really do that much. Killing everything in C2. It puts a town and 2 explorers in C3 that then builds a city in C3. We just basically shifted London over by 1. Actually, no, they build on C1. Or actually, no, the high immigration happens here and then the escalation happens wherever. Okay. Actually, if I do Lightning's Boon on Vital Strength and we play, and also spur on with Vital Strength and we play Call of the Dahan Ways, I could do that in A3 and that ravage is solved. That's something. I could do draw into D6. Solve that ravage, I guess. Or not solve it, but do something with the ravage. None of that is enough to prevent the C7 build, because we need to kill the towns fast. Thundering Destruction, I mean, like, I have those super powered up with Elemental Boon, but, like, if I just want to do that to kill the guy in D4, like, I already have a means of doing that! I guess I could do Violent Windstorms fast, but, like, it's better in a land with 3 things I could push with it. I have this weird situation where it's like I feel like I have a really powered turn, but not really a place to do super big power. With super big power comes super big responsibility. The benefit of this setup, though, is that I can actually do this every turn. Because we could just reclaim for the rest of our lives and do this every turn. You have the energy. Does this eventually win the game if I just do this every turn? I have no idea. Okay, let's just... I don't really know. Okay, super powered up innate. Lightning's Boon. Buron, call. Call. Okay, so the nice thing, okay, that means D8 doesn't build. So I have that going for me, which is nice. I want to prevent C7 somehow. Well, okay, again, I'm focusing on build preventions, and that doesn't actually matter, right? We do have Harbingers with rituals. Although this only pushes 2, but if I select a land that has stuff in it. This pushes, right? So I could push these 2 into here, and then ritual there. Which doesn't really do that much, but it does generate oodles of fear. So I'm kind of inclined to do it. I guess it does do quite a bit. It only puts a town back. It still builds the city, though. You only need 7 more fear to not get the double build. Unfortunately, this is off of this, which is 4 fear at most. Although we do still have, like, this. That generates not really enough fear. Plus range, like... I think we're past the point where it matters. Just give that to you for energy. Hello, Juffle Whoop. I really just want to do this here. I'm not sure if that's correct. Can I do it here? I could. It's also not correct. You're spotting a crossword friend in a non-crossword stream and getting that feeling when you see your teacher at the grocery store. Oh, Mr. Smith! Hey! Wait, I thought you slept in the room and didn't do anything after I left class. It's like when I saw my first grade teacher at the grocery store. I was like, oh, Mrs. Malak! Oh my gosh! You're a person! Can I do it here? No. See, the problem here... Oh, actually, no, it does solve the ravage because these buildings have to go somewhere else. They'd have to go here. But that's actually really... That's, like, much worse, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna do it here. Just, like, frickin'... Just frickin'... Just frickin' frick. I got a lot of elements going for stage 1. Yeah, elemental boon repeated. Got a lot of elements. Is it enough to win the game, though? All right, we have to add buildings and stuff over here. I think just adding 1 explorer there is fine, right? But this is like so much worse now. Oh my god. We still have this. I guess I could stop this ravage by pushing those 2 out. I'm not worried about this, though. Like, the island's not blighted. Like, that we have that going for us, but we're gonna get a double build. Stupid, sexy Flanders. If I push this guy, it doesn't build here. Yay! It's like the most useless push. Whatever. I'm done with this turn. Harvest bounty, harvest dust. If the island is healthy, on each board, choose a land with buildings ravaged there. Yikes. Explorer's blunder. On each board, destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts. Coordinated strikes in each land with 3 or more Dahan, 2 damage and defend 2. In each land with 3 or more Dahan. In each land. So this kind of sucks because it's a ravage that's forced and we're not necessarily prepared for, but like this is fine. We're getting a cascade over here. Like this doesn't cascade right away, but it does like cascade like in the ravage. This blights, it actually kills the town. We're already, oh, it's not enough damage to kill the town actually. In each land with 3 or more Dahan, 2 damage and defend 2. So it's this land, this land, this land, but that's... Okay. Well, that's a cascade. That's not doing anything, and that's going to be a cascade later. Let's just do this one here. Excuse me. Question over here is, I guess, where do we want the cascade to be? And I think the island's just gonna, like, we can prevent the blight. We can prevent blighted island by ravaging here. Right? Because 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so I prevent this if I do it here. Is that smarter than killing that town and thereby preventing the city build? Loses a Dahan if I do that. I guess I don't want to go that route. Double build it is! This is gonna destroy my presence here, but that's the only way to not, like, lose the game. Or not, sorry, not lose the game, but not blight the island. Because blighting the island is not a loss. But by putting it off a little bit, we don't get the blighted island effect for one more round. Which might be beneficial, might not be beneficial, I don't know. All I know is it feels like next round is going to be much better for the Thundering Destruction trick we wanted to do. I should have screamed disease into the wind. Why didn't I scream disease into the wind? Disease! I have a draw. I'm gonna do rituals over here. It's not really that enough. It's not enough damage. Let's, I guess, I don't have range there. Wow, that's interesting. Wetlands Ravage. This is gonna be defended, right? I'll operate under the tenuous assumption that we can defend it. Not losing next round. High immigration. Oh, I mean, we're going to get enough here. We're not going to go double high immigration build, so I'm fine with that. Okay. Gain a power. Steam vents is sun air. Or sorry, fire air. Badlands. I'm clicking steam vents literally just for elements. Okay. This is power. I want sun air. This would have been better on lightning, really. I may pay 1 energy to make this power fast. Yeah, there's no sun here. I don't really need that much sun, though. We just need air. Lure of the Unknown is hilarious. There is, like, I guess there's 3, okay, there's 3 lands that don't have explorers or invaders or whatever. Yay. I will take it for free elements, I guess. And I think I want to reclaim just so I could do rituals or some shit, I don't know. Okay. Rituals and some shit. Let's go. We're just gonna do this trick over and over again. And eventually we will lose the game because there won't be enough lands with Dahan. I guess I don't really have that much energy this turn, huh? Weird. Okay, well, Speron maybe it does something. Oh yeah, Speron and you, right? That still does something. Maybe that one, maybe not. Maybe this one, maybe not. Steam Fence is just there for moral support. Okay. So I have to play a 0 energy card and something else. I don't really need that many airs. All my cards are airs anyway, but I don't need that many suns. Just 2 suns. Actually, I have to play 2 suns. I have to play not many, just all. Not many, just all. I feel like that one is more likely to be helpful. I'm not really thinking too hard because, well, I'll be honest, I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. But it's okay because I have a Federation disc, so I can spend that to avoid getting overwhelmed. Wait a minute, this isn't One Deck Galaxy. Alright, we have this again. Wetlands Ravage. Oh, I didn't play Lightning Spoon. I wanted to play Lightning Spoon. So I shall undo until this says finish playing powers. Okay. Shatter Homesteads or Harbingers? I feel like Harbingers is better. Although we can already do rituals in D1. And that's probably just where it's going to be, so I don't need to push Dahan. I don't need to push Dahan. I have to like force myself to say this the right way. It's so annoying. Or not annoying, but just like, I don't know why I have such trouble. Because I've said it one way for millions of years, and it is really hard to shake it. Fun fact, I read Harry Potter before they started making movies on it. I thought her name was pronounced Hermione. I was also like 8 when I read the books. This was before the movies were made, and I didn't really, like, this was like, I don't know, 90s, early 2000s. The internet was not as prevalent. Or at least I didn't have as much access to it as I do now. So like I never saw videos of people talking about the books or whatever. I thought it was Hermione, not Hermione. There's no land with 3 cities. It's just gonna go here. No, I don't have range. What? What? I also super don't have range even if I had +1 range. They're killing me, Smalls. I guess I could have done Sunlit Air. But the other +1 range doesn't give me a sun. Okay, well I guess A2 is just super screwed then, huh? Huh. Sucks to suck. Okay, rituals. I guess it doesn't really matter the order that I do this in. There's still gonna be a town there. I don't have range for Shatter Homesteads on that town. It's okay. What could possibly go wrong? This town exists as well. You know, it's just like, I think we have hit the breaking point where we are just going to lose. I don't think we can really prevent loss. I was going to do a sacred site here at one point, wasn't I? Oh, but I put it here instead because I thought that was better. Right. I was thinking of it at one point and then I didn't. Right. Okay. The smart thing to do would be to prevent one of the blights over here. I really just want to start whittling down the big London-y areas. What does Violent Windstorms do for me? Does it do enough? I can do it here, right? Okay. That is reasonable. Right? It's not going to kill anything. I guess I can kill. Okay, it's gonna kill 2 explorers. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. We're only blighting here, 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 and where's the other blight? You say, oh, here, 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 here. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Can't go here. In lands with Dahan, one Dahan and one building do not participate in ravages. They neither take nor deal damage. So this Dahan is saved. Yay! In each land with beasts, 1 damage per beasts. Oh, also this town's not dying. For each board, 1 fear if any Dahan are in lands with buildings. Yes, that is true. Got a fear card, so we're not double building. Each player removes an explorer town from a land with sacred site. Okay. Stops the city if I do it twice there. Lowers the London effect there. This build is... Ooh, this build could be prevented. Ooh. Ooh. This build still happens, actually. I don't know why I thought I could prevent it. I can prevent the city. Preventing a city is still fine. Cities are big, nasty, terrible things. And here is where the island blights. Let's start here. This one is fine because that is not actually participating. It's only lands with Dahan. In lands with Dahan, a Dahan and a building does not participate. So like C8 is happening. A2, the Dahan survives, but yeah. It still blights. I mean, there is a blight card that says remove town, right? So we don't want to do C8. So let's hit A2. Click an invader that does not participate in Ravage. That one. All right. Island is blighted. And it is blighted. Aid from lesser spirits. Okay. I noticed there are no suns or fire. Or sorry, there are no fires or airs on here. I noticed there is not anything that like lightning would like. Man, I'm so upset right now. We just lost the game because I did not draw a single card that has air on it. Wow. Okay. Is there any plant earths? No. I can do plant sun. That's the best I could do for vital strength. Sun for sunbright, water for lightning is like the best. Otherwise, like I don't know. These powers, like, they don't exist. They just don't do anything. Remove a blade. That's the most exciting. Push 3 to Hun. That also does something. Gather and Explore does jack all. I can add a disease sometimes. I can defend 2 by destroying a Dahan. I can add a wilds. That'll show them. Man, these powers suck. Can I hit undo and not get these powers? Can I just like hit a button that says shuffle the minor power deck and pretend that you didn't draw these cards? I got no elements and I have no positive effects. Ugh. All right, well, I guess like a moon is good for Dahanmes, right? Blight calls can be kind of funny for blight gathering purposes. Yeah. If Vengeance were in the game, he'd be happy because Vengeance would be like, "Ooh, blight!" Did someone say Badlands? Yeah, like this is so sad for like, this is so sad. I can take a water and like, then I don't need as many waters. That's like literally all I can do. Steam vents wants earth. So I could instead destroy a town. So I can take infested aquifers. Okay, that's like the only thing that makes sense there. Vital strength, like sun plant is the best you can do for this. I can give a sun to sunbright, but like sun's not really the thing you need more of. You get like 2 suns eventually. I mean, we're never gonna hit that point, but you eventually get to the point where you don't really need sun. I mean, Call to 10 combos with rituals, I guess. Which is Dahan, and then I can damage in the land. I guess that's fine. Then it's just take the sun card. And then the rest of Ravages still happen. So we got the Blight card that is so good that we only get 2 Blight per player because the effect is so good for us, and we got literally the worst powers for it.
Warning! 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 Warning!
We really need that sound effect. We need that sound effect so bad. Also.
Warning! Warning! Warning!
Okay. Yeah, 2 lands are at 6. There is a 50-50 chance this is coastal. But they're still building wetlands. All right, so I have infested aquifers, but it's range 0 and I don't have plus range right now. So I can... Mountains, wetlands, add a disease. Or if I so happen to be in a land with disease, which I don't think is the case. So... And this is lightning, who doesn't really have any... like, presence. So it's this one. Like, I don't know. That one. It's defend 3'd, so maybe not that one. Doesn't really matter. Okay. We can remove a blade, push the Hun, gather 2, gather 2. Gather things that are tokens, if tokens exist. Add a strife, push a Dahan. Dahan take damage. Oh, they're also building this wetlands and they're building this jungle. Like, they are. Regardless of the 50-50, they're building there. You know. So. It's just the fact of life. Yeah. Okay. I have no range here. There's like no presence at range 1 from this. What am I doing in this game? There's no presence at range 1 from this. I seem to have played this game badly. Womp womp. Alright, is there a place where pushing 3 to Hun to kill a town makes sense? Or is there even a place where I could push 3 to Hun to kill a town? Here? Yes. Yes. Yes, let the power flow through you. Still on tier level 1, by the way. Oh my god, we're gonna lose the game. We're still on tier level 1. That's so sad. We're also losing the game to Blight. And I'm not sure we can even deal with the ravages this turn without also not losing the game. There's like so many ways we just lose the game. Explore Town Dahan. That doesn't do anything except make that land Blight harder. There's no towns there. That land's defended anyway, I don't care about that land. All of the, yeah. I don't think I have a way of dealing with these ravages. I just don't. Just don't. I guess I can stop that ravage with that. That's something. Also, if target land... Oh, it says gather up to... I was going to say it forcibly gathers a town, but it doesn't actually forcibly gather a town. Okay. Okay, then. Okay, we have perfect stillness to stop like this, I guess. I'm not getting the 3 card plays next turn because I went off energy track for reasons that made sense at the time. I can get a town out of this one, which means that it doesn't blow up if we get coastal. Like, we have to destroy 2 buildings to guarantee we don't lose to London, but we also have to stop these blades, and it's really hard to do both. Like, if I can defend this somehow. Problem is I have no defense. I've gone this entire game ignoring the word defend. I guess it's a major power turn. I guess that's a thought, is just get major powers. With all my spirits that have energy. Really, it's vital strength. Perfect stillness and a major power that says on each board, remove all towns, remove all cities, progress to terror level 3. Congratulations, you just won the game. Yay. It's really all I can hope for, though. So let's assume this is going to be defended. Let's just operate under the tenuous assumption that we can defend this. That was a really powerful gather. Really powerful gather. That did. I had all these options and I just gathered it on. I'm gonna not have that ravage happen, so I'm just gonna gather here. Because... Yay! It did something. Okay. So it's gonna make a super stack, but this is the only way that we get a major power on Vital Strength, and he's the only one that can get a major and play it. Does that do anything? Gather 5 towns. Oh, really good for London. Jungle wetlands. I mean, this is a reclaim, right? So you might be able to go fast. So that... Oh, it does count moves. Okay, so moving 5 to Han does do 5 damage. Five damage isn't that much, though. Oh. I mean, I think this is the only one that makes sense. Pretty sure I'm going to play a plus range card on Vital Strength. I'm going to probably do Cultic Guard, and I don't have range there, even with +1 range. Oh no, with 2 range, no, I hit there, okay. So I'm not doing Perfect Stillness? No, I can't, I have to do Perfect Stillness. Okay, so forget that one. Super stack. Oh no, sorry. I do get to gather with that because I have the elements there, but I'm not playing that one because I'm playing this one. This is a reclaim, but it has to be minor because you can't afford anything. Right? You can afford a 3 energy one? Because you have to play like Lightning Boon and stuff, so it's going to be minor. Repeat the lowest cost card. What if I were to repeat Perfect Stillness? I assume this isn't going to be called Attend, right? They may be used every turn as if played. I guess it does count. Well, that sucks. Not only did I get the worst power cards, but now I can't repeat Perfect Stillness. Rude. I don't know if these really do much. Isolate is lull. Isolate sounds strong, but England doesn't care about your silly isolate. An isolated land doesn't count for the London check, or for the Indentured servants effect. Target spirit may add a destroyed presence that's sunbright. Do we have a land where you and target spirit both have presence? A5, but we can't remove blight there, so it's like really silly. None of this does anything. Take a fire card. Take a free fire card. Okay. Take elemental boon because we're just gonna, yeah, like that's my life right now is elemental boon. That's just my life right now. Target spirit gains either 2 energy or 2 of a single element. Sure, that's an elemental boon, but not elemental boon. Sure. Still gonna play elemental boon. I'm gonna play lightning spoon. I guess I don't really need lightning spoon that much unless these do something great, but I don't think they do, so I don't need that then, I guess. But I do want all the fire air cards as possible. Fire air, fire air, fire air. I guess. I don't know. This is fire air as well. It seems better. Fire air. Okay. So we don't get the repeat this turn, so we can only do 1 elemental boon, which sucks. I can spur on lightning to get stun air, or sorry, fire, air, water. Yeah. So you only just need 1 air. So you don't need Gift of Nature's Connection. You only have 1 energy, so you have to play 1 energy and 1 not energy, or something. I don't know. This one? And this one. Cool. Now we win the game. I don't even have range there. Do I have range here? I have range here. Good news, this is still blighting by 6 damage. Yay! I can destroy a town with this. So I have this, and I have this. I do not have plus range. So I lose to 8. Apparently what I've decided I'm doing. I can't see which ones are town or cities anymore. Not one. There's still 5 buildings in there. It's still blighting. Wait, how is it still 6 damage? Wasn't it 6 damage a second ago? Was the city strafed? Should I have not killed the city? One of the cities was strafed. Maybe that's why. Okay. So I do this, but I don't kill the strafed city. We're still blighting! Son of a bitch. I think if I just kill 2 explorers, right? I kill 2 explorers by pushing 2 Dahan into the land. It is not blighting anymore. Yay! Now we solve A2. Challenge made impossible. We have no range. Okay, stop that one, because otherwise we lose the blight. We still lose the blight, but at least we're not as losing to Blight. You know. Range 0 town destroy. Oh, there's like nothing in my lands. Weird. I'm so glad I powered that up. Range 1. This is push. I definitely don't have range to A2. You're the only spirit that benefits from this, right? It's called attend to something, but I don't think it does. I highly doubt that does something. Does it? Oh, it might actually. It might actually. Wait, how many buildings are in here? 4. Okay, that's not. Oh, this was the risk. This was the risk. This was the. Okay. That one was the risk. Okay. They have range there? No, of course not. Of course not. Yeah, okay. We like there's no way I can stop that. Like I can't even gather one of the towns. That's just sad. I can't even push a town into there to lose faster. I wasn't going to, but I just thought I would ask. Okay, I could push a town into Lightning's land. Maybe. Surely there's a place I can do that, right? Like right here? Now that I've successfully defended that, like, I can just push something into Lightning's land for funsies? Yeah, alright. Well, we're losing, so we might as well just wrap this up. Wait, does this make this blight now? Oh no, I made that worse. Oh no. Oh my god, can we make this game any... Like, can we do something to not lose this game, please? Is it possible to consider the possibility of not losing? Okay. I will destroy this town. Still ravages and blades. For the rest of the turn, ignore 1 strife on each invader. This includes not removing that strife. Interesting. On each board, destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts. When invaders ravage, if the land has Dahan, defend 2. I think that does enough. At strife in a land with or adjacent to beast. Alright, we strifed all these cities! Yay! I guess like the actual smart thing to do would be what? Strife that guy, we don't get that blade. Still lose to the cascade. Actually just do it here. Like we still lose to the jungle build, but like we don't lose to the blade. No, it still blights. Why does that still blight? Oh, because we're ignoring a strife. We lost to the blights. Man, that is rude. Yeah, okay, well, game's over. GG. I'm gonna cascade to this land. Oh, and that was defended, right. I didn't need to strife that, okay. But we ignored that strife, so we blighted here instead. Yay! All right, we win if there are no lands where invaders outnumber Dahan. Oh, wait, we lost. Whoops. That sucks.
Warning! Warning! Warning!
That sucks. Well, I knew I was gonna lose. All right. We got 35 points. 28 for 14 difficulty. 6 for the remaining invader cards. Or sorry, 6 for the invader cards that are not in the deck. 6 for the cards we got through before we lost. 6 for the 20 surviving Dahan. 6 for the 20 surviving Dahan. -5 for the 16 Blight. Man, we could have saved some points by losing to Towns instead of Blight. Maybe that's a strategy. In order to get a high score, lose the game, but to not Blight. How much do you get for victory? It's 10 points for victory, right? I don't think there's ever a situation where we would rather lose the game to get a higher score, right? Because I think it's also like +2 for remaining cards if you win. Let's see. How to play. Where's the scoring system? Where's the scoring system? The super important scoring system I need to see. No one knows. You would think it would be under the victory. Or I guess it's not victory, but... This is victory and defeats. Fear and terror. Boards and lands. Presence. Blight. Spirits. Invaders. Invader actions. Dahan. Tracking damage. Power and fear effects. Events. Spirit tokens. Where are the points? Where are the points? Where are the turtles? Where are the turtles? This point here? No? Is there like literally no description of the scoring system in the manual? Or is it just the digital playbook does not mention the scoring system because who cares about points? I didn't think it would be this hard to find. It's probably just not in here. It's like... The only place it would appear would be like victory or defeat, right? Or even those pages themselves should mention like points. Like if you win, this is how you score. If you lose, this is how you score. It doesn't say that. Look here, keep an eye on this. This is going to be handled with no problems. This can be partially or possibly dealt with. This is a problem. Going to destroy invaders here. Yeah, I don't use that icon for that. This is the icon for Blight. This is also the icon for Blight. This is the icon for most likely will Blight. As you might notice, a lot of these icons mean Blight. Yeah. Okay, I don't see anything here about how the scoring system works. However, I'm sure there is an online reference for this. Spirit Island... Scoring. Additional rules for Spirit Island. If you would like to score your games, victory is 5 times difficulty, plus 10 bonus for winning, plus 2 per invader card remaining in the deck. Defeat is score 2 times difficulty, plus 1 per invader card not in the deck. Yeah. There's literally no situation where you would ever get more points by losing than by winning, because you lose 3 times difficulty points, and while you could get more points, like in a situation where like victory would be 0 cards in the invader deck, but defeat would be like 12 cards not in the deck, so you get plus 12 points that way. Actually, that said, if you're playing difficulty 0 and you lose to time, you actually get 2 more points. So if you run out of cards in the invader deck, you get 2 more points because of the 12 cards not in the deck. Versus if you win, you get 10 for winning, but 0 for remaining invader cards. But if as soon as you're at difficulty 1, like you get 13 points for winning, but 12 points for losing. So scoring system's so stupid. I'm sorry. Okay. This is why no one cares about the points in this game. Sorry it took me 10 minutes to figure this out, but you know. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed watching me lose. Check us out every Thursday at 7 p.m. to see other Handelabra games played well or not well. Check out the other streams we have on this channel, which for the time being is only Handelabra Live, which is now Tuesdays at 2 p.m. apparently. Seamus has just mentioned in the Slack channels that he is going to be out for the rest of the year due to health issues, so wish him well, but we will not be seeing Seamus for the remainder of this year. But you will still see me Thursdays, and I don't think there's... Yeah, Christmas is on Monday, New Year's is on Monday, and I'm off Thursday evenings at my job, so I should be good for my remaining streams. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow. No, please be sure to check out the other Handelabra games that we have, such as Sentinels of the Multiverse, Sentinels of Earth Prime, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, One Deck Galaxy, Aeon's End, Spirit Island, and Horizons of Spirit Island. All available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices. Except for One Deck Dungeon, which is also available on Switch, and One Deck Galaxy, which is only in early access on Steam. So, yeah. Have a good night, peeps.